students, today we'll talk about a well-known English war poet, Rupert Brooke. In the previous session, we had a discussion about war poetry. And in this session, we are going to have a brief introduction with this famous war poet, Rupert Brooke, whose poem, The Soldier, is prescribed for your syllabus. Students, full name of Rupert Brooke is Rupert Johnner Brooke, and as in the previous session we had a discussion that he is one of the famous war poets of the First World War among Wilfred Owen, Siegfried Sassoon, Isaac Rosenberg, and besides being a soldier poet, he is also well known for his good looks, which were said to have prompted the Irish poet W.B. Yeats to describe him as the handsomest young man in England. So this great creative artist, this soldier poet with his fusion of brains and beauty, is a well-known figure, and he was born on 3rd August 1887 at Rugby in Warwickshire. His parents, his father William Parker, popularly known as Willie Brooke, was a housemaster at the famous Rugby school in England, and his mother Ruth Mary Brooke was also a schoolmaster. Rupert Brooke studied at Rugby school where his father was a housemaster. Later on, he went to King's College, Cambridge to study classics. There he became a member of the Apostles, was elected as president of the University Fabian Society, and he also actively supported the Marlowe Society, a drama club over there at university. And when he was at Cambridge, he made friends among the famous Bloomsbury group of students. Writers like E.M. Forster and Virginia Woolf were the members of this group of writers. And he also belonged to another literary group known as the Georgian poets, as we have discussed in the previous sessions, that Georgian poets are known for the glorification of wars in their poetry. And later on, Rupert Brooke was commissioned into Royal Naval Volunteer Reserve as a temporary sub-lieutenant shortly after his 27th birthday, and he took part in the Royal Naval Division's Antwerp expedition in October 1914. Students, here I want to say that Rupert Brooke participated in the First World War as a sub-lieutenant in Royal Naval Volunteer Reserve of England. Means he was a soldier and he participated in the First World War. This war poet died on April 23rd in 1915 at Skyros, Greece. In a very young age he died, and this soldier poet, although he was a soldier and he participated in the war like the another war poets, but he never experienced the horror of the trench warfare as Owen and Sassoon, other war poets, did. And so that's why his famous 5 war sonnets, which include The Soldier, which is prescribed for your syllabus also, they reflect the romantic and patriotic mood that was shared by most of the country, and indeed by Owen and Sassoon too at the beginning of the First World War. But this great poet died too young at the beginning of the First World War only, so he never experienced the horror which was faced during the war years by his fellow soldiers. As far as his poems or the war poems by Brooke are concerned, all these almost in all these poems, they deal with the idealist presentation of war. No doubt, sense of patriotism is there. All his poems are patriotic songs. Love for the motherland is there. And being patriotic or having a great love and attachment with his native land. There is portrayal of the English countryside also in his poems, as the same is there in the poem which is prescribed for your syllabus. And fourthly, Rupert Brooke's poems are also known for their lyricism, their musicality. Then lastly, in terms of form and style, we can say that Rupert Brooke experimented a lot, and his poem The Soldier bears witness to this very experimentation in form and style, because in this poem that structurally this poem is a sonnet with its 14 lines, and structurally it is divided into two parts, octave and sestet, like any Petrarchan sonnet or any Miltonic sonnet. But when we talk about the rhyme scheme of the poem, Rupert Brooke has followed the rhyme scheme of the Shakespearean sonnet. So in this way, he has just blended two forms of sonnet, Miltonic and Shakespearean. So this is how he has experimented in form and style in his verse. So this is all in brief about this great war poet Rupert Brooke. In next session, we will discuss his poem The Soldier. Thank you.